Isn't that interesting? It gives us extra time to, well, we are live. I see Miss Jenny on the
Oh,
screen.
you? Okay.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So I came in here about a half hour or 40 minutes ago and just said that Jenny and I were going to be going live today. We have a really special conversation to have, and we felt that it was important to host it inside of this community, which is all about heart-centered entrepreneurs that truly do have a mission and a message to share. They may or may not have an active offer or an active um, campaign or even strategy, but they do have a message. They have a desire to share something with the world. For usually, heart centered entrepreneurs have gone through a life's experience, and that's why it's so important to them and why it matters so much. So, if you don't already know Jenny, I would love to introduce her. She is my partner and co creator in the Leadership Momentum Accelerator. And it's already been over a year that we've been teaching and creating momentum for leaders. And what we do there is really have the conversations around what is leadership? Why is your message important? How can you be part of the ripple effect? And how can we make sure that you're found so those praying for you can actually find you? And then, of course, as Jenny says, and how can we make sure that that inner desire and message matches the outer branding that is showing up everywhere that people are seeing? So I'll let you introduce yourself, Jenny.
Well, thanks, Debbie, and hello everybody that's watching here live and on the replay. It's a Thursday, so we're happy to be here. I met Debbie in a different community, and together, we were both coming together several times, and then all of a sudden we were like, hey, let's try this out, and a year later, here we are. Lots and lots of love and pride and the people that in our alumni that have come through the Leadership Momentum Accelerator. And I feel like you said a lot of it already, Debbie. I know you asked me to introduce myself, but I feel like you said a lot of what how we support, because as a leader, as somebody that's trying to bring something into the world, you never want to do this alone. I mean, how many of us have ever felt like, oh, it's all on me, and I desperately, I raise my hand too. It's like, why am I doing this by myself? It feels so hard. There's so much. I'm overwhelmed. Debbie and I come together and we bring some clarity, and that's pretty much where everything starts. And we hold the container there. My background is in branding and marketing, and so I help my clients as a strategic brand integrator. And what that really means is I look at it as bringing pieces of the puzzle together, because that's how you build your brand. It's not necessarily just the website and the logo or the copy and many people will say it's the colors and all those things. It does have to come together to match with you, with who you are, who you want to be known for, and how you show up in the world, and how that all translates in a very coherent and consistent way so that you can be confident about it. And that's really how we've come together. Debbie supports in her brilliant genius way of holding the space and generating the clarity and providing the stages for people to be on. And so that's pretty much what we're looking to. People have asked us, that's why we're here, so we're like, might as well tell everybody that this is coming.
Yeah, so I think a couple things that I'd like to presence is, you know, why it started. Again, when two people collaborate, you get even a deeper sense of clarity. But there is an activation that happens, a decision that happens, unfolding. And there's that accountability that everybody's looking for, but not from an accountability of as far as like, you got to go do this. And if you don't, we're going to shame you. It's like, okay, so what's really holding you back? That's really what this safe container is we want to know all parts of you. And that's why I think I can't even imagine having anybody else other than Jenny as that partner in that, because she can help holistically see all the pieces of somebody, their past, their present, and their future desires, and help pull them back into, is that actually congruent with what you're saying in your branding? Is that actually the full message? Or is there something that we're still not hearing from you, a fear, a desire that you haven't even spoken out loud? And so what I witnessed when I first started this is so many heart-centered entrepreneurs that had the most beautiful story of life experience, something they went through and something they wanted to share so that others wouldn't have to suffer the way they did. And in that was, I have no idea where to start. I
Yeah.
am completely overwhelmed in what are the steps to take and which one goes first, right? So when you talked about colors and branding, they might find one person that says that's the most important thing. Find a name, get a logo, create a business. And the next person says, get an audience. And the next person says, da 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 da. And what we bring to the table is that we make a unique pathway for you,
Mhm.
because how you share your message, whether it's written on it, speaking on a stage, in a workshop, in a retreat, a walk and talk podcast, it has to match and be aligned to you. And so that frustration and confusion, and then basically like I'm froze and I can't do anything, was just hurting my soul. I was just like, we got to help these people. And so we started talking and realized that our values and methods actually matched really well as well.
Yes. Yeah, no, and I feel that because, many of us, again, who here has bought a course, joined a group, have said, "Oh, everybody's promising me that this framework worked because it turned my business into six figures."
Mhm.
I mean, I've joined so many as well and have done that, and at the end of it, I look at it and go, you're giving me just like the piece of paper of how you did it. But when I take it and copy paste it, it doesn't translate. And I've found that with my clients as well. Debbie, you found that with your clients as well. Here's the little framework. I copy paste it. It doesn't always translate. And that's why the growth doesn't happen. The scaling doesn't happen. The clarity doesn't play out. And so part of being a brand that is, differentiated is finding that uniqueness, and there is one in everything and everyone and everything that we do. So every person is different, every path it would be different. It might look similar in certain ways, but there is just that unique piece that Debbie and I, when we come together, help bring that out. And that's why we do it the way we do it. In this container in LMA, it's an accelerator for sure, because it's not just about here's the concept and the strategy, you've got to do something about it. And then we keep going, and often, I mean, I think 100% of the people that have been through it have said that it is actually what they wanted and more. But I won't, preempt us, because I know we have our information session next Thursday.
Yeah. So this is really what this is about here today, is to really talk, because this group is absolutely filled with people that have those things happening. They have confusion, they have overwhelm, they have frustration. Maybe an old system didn't work. Maybe you're changing and you're wanting to add a new offer, but you have no idea how to connect the dots between those offers. You don't want to lose your audience that already loves you, but you know that you're meant for another audience, another level of that audience or phase of that audience. So really having the conversation here today with what is it that we do, and then if anything aligns and resonates with you, we want you to come to our information session next Thursday. Actually, at this time, next Thursday is when it'll be, and we will drop the link for you to register for that. Yes, there will be a replay, but only for those registered. Please do not message me later and ask for the replay. It's too much work for a free session. We're not going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
However,
And
if it interests you, register now and everybody gets the replay. I think that I hope that you hear that with my heart, but also that's what we want you to do too. Please don't
well,
go down rabbit holes of extra work that you don't need to do.
I was about to say that is something we teach inside the container as well, of why you do something free and why you don't, and to stand by it, right? And so we always talk about living and or living the curriculum that we preach, and here we are. So happy to share information because I believe we've gotten so many questions from so many different people. There has been interest here or there. So we decided we're not going to call it anything else but an information session. You get to ask your questions in that one space, because again, Debbie and I are also consolidating our time, uh, and we teach that too. So there you go. It's March the 5th at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern.
Correct.
It's when we do it. The registration is free. There's no obligation as well. You're there invited to come, see if it resonates for you. And then we can always have the conversation after that.
Yeah, in fact, our Leadership Accelerator, Momentum Accelerator program is by application. We have an intentionally exclusive small audience, small cohort, because it is hand-holding, it is customized, it is beautifully done. And all of our students talk about that the safe container that we built was just amazing. So again, it's kind of unique. Well, we know that it's unique and we're very proud of it, but it's also unique to the point that we were one of those people that went out and spent a lot of money on things that didn't work. And we also have that brain of like, what would have I loved it to look like? And how can we actually go create that for our audience? Because I also believe that how you love to teach is how your audience loves to learn. There's no coincidence that there is something there. So we help lean into, how do you like to teach? Not because a guru told you you have to teach in this way or this is the new way to do it. We're out there learning, and then we pull back in and we help you integrate all of those tactics and strategies and tech and really help you understand, why would you do it this way? What would the benefit be? Instead of just throwing it all at you and saying, go for it, we're there to help you implement. But at the same time of implementation, we know that fear happens. It's like, yeah, well, that sounds easy to implement, but I just don't even know how to do this graphic or create a Zoom registration or simple things that can really mess you up in other courses. We're here to hold your hand through that and help you learn those little things, but it is for action takers. It's not
Yeah.
for people that are just here consuming more information. We don't want to add to that. We've been in too many places that happens. So that is not us.
Yeah. Oh, and always finding the simpler, better way that aligns with you. I feel like that's, again, that whole copy paste, right? I attended this. They said this is the $1 million strategy. Why is it not working? It's not working because it's not aligning with who you are and how you do things. And so that's some of the things that we talk about and work through inside the accelerator. So I'm very excited. I love our little containers as well, and it would be great to be able to work with people who want to do it as well. And again, it's a fit both ways, right? So if they're interested, if you're interested, come. Let's just see where you're at and take it from there.
Absolutely. And again, I just want to say thank you, Jenny, for just being a part of my world where we really get to have the opportunity to create these huge ripple effects.
Yeah.
What we've been able to do and what our students have been able to do and who they've reached and how they have created momentum in their business that ripples out far and wide is something beyond my dreams. And I really want to presence that for everybody else. You have a desire that you may or may not believe is possible. We're going to pull that out of you. We're going to be there to listen and to make sure that that dream doesn't get hidden. That all dreams are possible when we truly come together in alignment. I believe that with my whole heart and soul. I've witnessed it so many times, and that's really the container we're building here. So again, next Thursday, March the 5th at noon Eastern, you would have, when you register, you'll get a Zoom link, and we would love you to show up live because we will be a 30-minute information session and about 15 minutes for Q&A. But that's our first part of contact. Of course, Jenny and I are always here for you to have a conversation with. We're just leveraging our time in one big information session, which again is what we teach you to do. Thanks, everyone.